What if I told you that you are not yet where you want to go because you're not really sure that you actually want to be there? This is a question that came up the other day while I was talking to a couple of new people that I met. And honestly, this is one of like for me one of the most beautiful things and one of the main reasons why I love meeting new people because it's such a great way to get new perspectives on life and to maybe get or maybe being asked an uncomfortable question that maybe the people that know you and are around you they don't want to ask because they might fear that they will hurt you or that you might take it wrong. But when you meet someone new, sometimes it's refreshing. And I had that question asked the other day, not directly, but in a sense of okay, what is that you love? What is it you love to do? And kind of like, are you doing it? And if not, why do you think that is? And it's so interesting because I guide women to do that all the time. And I know how to do those things, how to create those questions for others, but how many times do we know how to understand or solve other people's struggles, but we don't look at our own in the same way? And basically, really there is a big reason that that happens. It's not just because we don't want to look, it's because when you are in the middle of something it's really hard to have perspective and being able to separate whatever is happening from your thoughts, your feelings, can be challenging. So of course it's always easier to see things from an outside perspective. It's always easier, and that's why therapists work, that's why coaches work, that's why all of these things actually work, because it's someone else giving you a perspective that you might not be able to see yourself. And it's not that anyone else will do anything for you or will change anything for you, but maybe by just asking you the right question it will lead you to you get into a different conclusion, a different thing. And that's exactly what happened the other day with this question, because I've realized that sometimes, and it happens to all of us, that's why it's like I'm not coming here talking as this, oh my god, no, I have everything figured out. Of course not. Like, we all have different challenges and different things that we go through. And yeah, I really want you to hear that if you are in the middle of a big life transition, if you are maybe trying new things. And I feel like right now I'm in this path of saying yes to a lot of things and kind of like seeing what sticks. And it's pretty valid. It's pretty valid, and I give myself a lot of credit for going for it, for trying different things, for maybe not putting enough attention or focus on the one thing that I know I would like to make it work the most. But at the same time, I'm in the arena. I am making things happen. So that question actually made me start realizing and start thinking about how many times we sabotage ourselves because we're afraid of the result. And sometimes it's not even being afraid of the failure, sometimes it's being afraid of the success. What if that thing that you really want and that really scares you, what if that does work actually? What if you actually get the success that you want? Because I will go as far as to say that it's easier to fail, because if you are sabotaging yourself, you are hoping for that fail, or you already know that that's a possibility and you already make peace with that. But have you make peace with the chance of succeeding? Have you make peace with the chance of your life actually changing, like the whole of it? Maybe of like people looking at you differently because you got to do that thing that you wanted for so long? The questions on, oh my God, or like the favors that people might ask, sometimes it's really unconscious, really unconscious. It's not something that you're actively thinking about. But a lot of times we sabotage ourselves and we do other things. We just kind of like go around the thing that we want to do, but we don't fully commit it and step into that because we are actually afraid of what might happen if we succeed, if whatever we're trying to build actually start taking off. What would happen? Because we already know the worst case scenario. That's the normal thing. We always think about the worst case scenario. That's where our brains go directly if we hadn't trained our brain otherwise. Our brain is going to always go to the worst case scenario because it's trying to protect us. It's trying to keep things the same, even if whatever is happening it's not good or healthy or whatever for you, it is still familiar. And familiar things, it's what, yeah, it's what we are wired to experience. It's what we are wired to try to keep the familiar alive, because we know that whether good or bad, we know what to expect. But what if the best case scenario happened? And here is when all these tools like journaling, like visualization, like meditation, they really help, because they help you tune into, okay, what might be the best case scenario? But what are the fears that come up? What are the things that even and especially if the best case scenario happens, what might come up? What are the things that our brain might say, like, oh my God, danger, 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 we cannot do that, we cannot get that, what will people say? Now we're gonna be successful or whatever. What are they gonna say? Are they gonna judge us? And it's such a powerful force. That self-sabotage is so powerful that sometimes, even without us even noticing consciously, things happen, which is, and if you have ever, or if you know, or if you believe, I would say, between the body and mind connection, a lot of times our body reacts. So we have a big presentation and our voice is gone. We have to, yeah, to do this big thing, and we get the flu a couple of days before. Like sometimes it's our own body who responds in a way that is trying to actually protect us. But the thing is, it's actually sabotaging our chances, our possibilities. And it's really interesting to pay attention, to look at those things, and to actually ask yourself, where am I sabotaging the very thing that I really want? Because that's an exercise that I had to do these last couple of days. And let me tell you, a lot of things come up. A lot of things come up. Like, where is that I am doing this to myself? It's really interesting when you stop and paying attention, because sometimes it's not about doing more, it's not about doing differently, even. It's about shredding all those layers of self sabotage that you have inside, and that, yeah, you might not have been even paying attention. But those might be the very things that are stopping you from moving forward in the direction of the things that you actually want. So, yes, I hope that question brings something to you and maybe guides you in the right direction of, okay, where am I actually sabotaging myself? And what can I do about it? How can I change that? How can I make this feel fun, feel safe, feel joyful? For me, for example, doing this, recording these videos, I love doing this. So this is a part of building my online presence and keep growing my business that I really love and that is really joyful for me. So, okay, how can I rely more on this instead of on the things that maybe are really hard for me to see them in a fun way? So, small shifts like that, they're probably going to get you way farther than just staying in the self-sabotaging and in the doubts and on those unconscious patterns that you might not even be aware of. Sending you a lot of love and see you again tomorrow.